All right, so there's been a good amount of noise, controversy, I suppose, around the screen on the Pixel 2 XL. So what I wanted to do was compare the Pixel XL from last year to the Pixel 2 XL from this year, and try to see if there's any noticeable differences between the two, more specifically differences that suggest that the new screen is inferior or should be a reason why you shouldn't buy this phone. So let's start out by let me just go to the home screen here. They're going to be a little bit different because this is the default, and I'm still setting up the Pixel 2 XL, and this was my home screen, home image from my Pixel. But hopefully I can demonstrate this. So the first thing I want to do is compare brightness set to the extreme. It is kind of, let's just pull up an actual image here. So here's an image that I pulled up from Google image search with brightness turned all the way up, and I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but I don't see any real noticeable difference between the brightness of the two phones. The colors are a little bit different, but the brightness doesn't seem to be that different. Here's one thing that you can look at with the notifications shade down. Again, the brightness doesn't seem to be that different, but the warmth or the white balance of the two phones is definitely different. I wouldn't say one is better than the other, they're just different. One of the complaints around the Pixel 2 XL screen or concerns was that there was going to be some banding, in the screen, so where you would see sort of streaks of colors, and I don't see that on my phone at all, which I'm really happy about. But there's that. Another issue that folks were speculating around was whether or not the lowest dim setting was artificially high, and that doesn't appear to be the case. In fact, I think the brightness is actually lower on the Pixel 2 XL than last year's Pixel. So I don't think there's any artificial tweaking of the brightness of the screen to mask any deficiencies. So there's that. So let's set these to about medium brightness here. Let's go check out some images. So the first is a slightly darker image with some blues and greens. Again, no, I would maybe say that the Pixel is a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit more saturated potentially, but again, not necessarily better or worse than the Pixel 2 XL. Would I prefer this one? Maybe. Maybe it's just that I'm used to it, but I'm not at all concerned about that image. Let's go to a different one, slightly brighter image. This one does appear to be a little bit different. Not sure if the camera's picking this up, but the Pixel, last year's Pixel, does seem to have just more saturation, more vibrancy across the different colors. So you go from a green to a light yellow here, and it just pops a little bit more. Again, I would prefer this screen, or rather, the rendering of this image. Let's zoom in here and see if moo. Again, there's nothing defective that I would say. There's no deficiency, or there's nothing defective I would say about this year's phone. I think it's just different calibration of the colors, to be honest. And then finally, let's pull up. Hello? Let's pull up final image, some more blues and dark greens. Again, slightly different let's say color balance. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology here, but definitely noticeable difference in how the two phones render colors. But again, one is just a little bit more vivid and contrasty than the other. Not better or worse, I would say, in any way. As I'm doing this, let me see. I recall hearing that there is a sort of a vibrancy. Yeah, okay, so the vivid colors is set up on this phone. I wonder if I were to deselect that, what that would do. I mean, it doesn't look like it's any different, to be honest. Yeah, so, I don't know if this helped, guys. Yeah, without the vivid color, the white on the old Pixel does look a little bit whiter, whereas this year's Pixel 2 XL does have a sort of a blue hue to it. Would I prefer this one? Last year's, I suppose. Again, it might simply be that I'm used to it. But, I can't say that this screen on this year's Pixel 2 concerns me or worries me. I'm not upset about it, that's for sure. So yeah, that's that, folks. Hopefully that was helpful. Overall I'm really happy with the new phone, but I've only been playing with it for about 30 minutes or so. So I'll post more about it later when I've fully developed my thoughts on the experience and the quality of the phone.